Good morning, everybody. It's me, Kyle, here. Another daily motivational video. Today, what I'd like to focus on is really just hitting home the point that you are worth it, that what you are doing and like what you're doing matters, that everything you have done in your life has led to this moment. So, one tool that I use, it's not something you really make public. This is more just a thing for you. I know in one of my previous videos that I mentioned that, I used to go into the mirror and be like, I can do this. I can do this. Kind of daily affirmation. Daily affirmation is very powerful. But one thing that I did that this is something that I did for me, it's kind of like when you do like a video diary or something like that, right? Like you do that for you. You don't do it for anybody else. You don't show it. Well, you can if you want, I guess, but you don't always show it to people. It's just something that you get out there because of what it, like the effect it has on you, whether it means, releasing pain, whatever. So what I do is it's called, well, what I call it is my open letter to all the people who doubted me. So, I've had a couple of variations of it so far. So I'm kind of just going to go with a version of it. So yeah, and again, this isn't going to work for everybody, but I just thought this is something that I would share. So it goes a little something like this. An open letter to all those who doubted me before. You have no right to doubt me on where I'm going. You have never gone where I'm going. My journey is my journey. Everything I have done, I have earned. I have clawed, scraped, and busted my ass to get to where I am. If I would have asked myself when, everyone else was doubting me, I wouldn't have been where I am today. Every single one of you that doubted me and told me I was making a mistake when I took my leap of faith, I'm in a much better place than where I was. Not to say where you are still there. Not to say that is a bad place to be, because, you guys have also done things. But what you fail to realize is my ability to grow, to adapt, to learn. My success is my success because I did it on my own. I did not take crap from anybody. I did not let anyone deter me. Although sometimes it made me feel crazy, I never gave up hope in my dream. I did whatever it took to get to where I am. If it meant, staying late, waking up early, studying, learning new skills, I knew that when I went for this and what I'm doing, what I do now, I knew that I would not settle for anything less than the best. And, it's not something that happens overnight, but, someone who doubts me could even just say, well, you're not the best. That's fine. I don't care what you think, because even if you say, you still can't do this, you're still not the best, that doesn't matter. I let those words roll off of me because I am working every single day consistently to get better and better and better. And as they say, the enemy of the best is the good. Someone who is naturally good at things, that's great, but they get complacent. I don't get complacent. I keep working. I keep learning. Even if I've learned the things that pertain to my direct job, I keep learning. I learn other jobs. I learn other parts of a company, because that value, you can't put a price on it. Where I work now, I'm someone who works and gets passed around like 4 different departments because I have that knowledge and that skill set and I've worked for it. So, in short, you doubted me. You were wrong. No hard feelings, but never underestimate me, because I'm strong, I'm smart, I am worth it. All right, so, kind of a weird thing to get off your chest, I guess, but for me, it works because it reminds me every single day that, what I'm doing matters. How I got here is impressive. Like, had you told me that I was going from retail with like, some college courses that I dropped out of, I dropped out of software development courses and, I hadn't used it I dropped out of school in like 2011. When I was in college, again, same program actually, in, 2006. So, and like those skills, I didn't keep practicing them. Like I dropped them, I stopped using them. So, and oddly enough, when I dropped out, like two of the guys that I went to school with who actually finished both work here. So like, it's kind of a cool thing, you know what I mean? Like, not to say that their journey was any different or, like that, like, oh, I didn't need an education. I'm proud of where both of them are, so for me, it's just a really cool journey though, because, my last job, even the technical skills that I used were not even close to what I do here now. And, I had to relearn those skills from scratch. When I came here, they asked me about like HTML, CSS, JavaScript and that kind of stuff. And I kind of said in the interview, I'm like, oh, I used to do it, haven't done it, a little bit, but, not saying that it hadn't been, telling people that it hadn't been years, right? So I just said, it's been a while, but, I pick up things pretty quick, I'm dedicated to learn. And, it was kind of a reality check for me though. Like, I thought, oh, it'll be fine. I'm really good at learning things. I'm dedicated. I'll pick it up easy. So like one of the teams I started on was like with like installing apps, right? So it was very much like heavily like code based, I guess, if you want to call it that. Very HTML, like all HTML and some jQuery and whatnot. And I got humbled real quick. I saw it and I was like, man, I felt like I was doing bad, but like I took that and, one thing I feel I'm really great at is when I am not the best at something or I need to improve on something, I kind of let myself feel bad. And that feeling is like, I set that, that's like the bar I never want to hit. It's like, when someone hits rock bottom, you remember that feeling that you never want to be there again. So, that's what I used. I busted my ass, I learned. Now like I'm like, I used to always be interested in analytics, but like now I'm like, like I would venture to say a not expert, but like I'm very proficient with analytics and, I have a lot of people come to me for help with it because, of my understanding of it, which again, I've only been here 8 months and I've developed all of that skill, So if you're willing to work for it and you're dedicated, there's nothing you can't accomplish. So I wanted to leave you guys with that. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Week's almost done, but that doesn't mean you slow down. Doesn't mean you skimp on anything. You keep going, keep doing consistent action, keep working towards your dreams, and you'll make it happen. All right, guys. Till next time. See ya.